Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Wednesday. I hope it finds you well out there. It's a great day. We're going to be talking Texit and Iskander, Orem. The markets are kind of quiet today, and as far as yesterday we had a lot of excitement in the bond markets, and everybody kind of wants to take a break from that. We didn't have, any big economic data out that we had to worry about. We've got another, one of these, maybe a peace deal, I don't know. We get one of these every week. So today is the day. We've got a maybe, hey, we may have something tomorrow. So everybody get ready for that. The Dow right now up 300. The S&P up 50. The NASDAQ up 280. The 10-year note off that high. Remember, we're watching 466. Yesterday it did close above it, but it didn't hold it. 460 right now. So we will continue to track. Remember, we gave you the numbers yesterday. 466 on the 10-year. We get a couple of days above that. God, it's crazy to think we were worried about 440. Then we went past it, now 466. They said 466.5. Of course, the 30-year, 520 now is the number, right? Remember, we just didn't want to break 5. 520. That will put 6% on the clock. It got to 519. So at least for today, the once a week, I think today is the once a week. You know what? We've got a draft that we're going to present to somebody. So we'll see how it goes. Oil's down $4. Pretty much, NYMEX at 100, Brent at 106. Gold right now up $50. And again, gold really just anytime gold gets below 4,500, just won't stay there. 45.31. So this is kind of buying near the bottom. Silver, right? I guess gold and silver said yesterday didn't count. Back to $76, and we will continue to wait to see what happens next. Jeff Bezos, our good buddy, was out from Amazon. Very, very generous of Jeff Bezos to say, hey, I don't think the bottom half of taxpayers should pay any income tax. I don't know if anyone told them, hey, Jeff, they really don't already. Unfortunately, 3% total of what they're saying the bottom half is. And Jeff said, well, that it should be 0. So, yeah, okay. Sounds great. Thanks for that. As, of course, we set records in deficits. But, he's uber rich. And it's been college graduation season. We haven't really been tough market. Have you seen any of the commencement speeches? Anybody, and I don't care what college it is. It could be in Arizona, it could be in Alabama, New York, Colorado, Washington, California, Florida, Texas. Every time these commencement speeches, and they all do it, right? They mention AI. You hear all the kids boo. All the college kids start booing. Yeah, they've just figured it out. Right? There's going to be a whole lot less jobs. Matter of fact, the big Meta today, 8,000 workers being laid off. And we'll see how it goes. I'm not convinced yet that it's going to be this way, but we'll see. But obviously, the effects in the markets are becoming very, very apparent. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. When we get back, we're going to start diving into what is going on with Texit and Iskander and Orem. The other big thing, we talked yesterday about foreigners not buying U.S. stocks, not buying U.S. treasuries. Today the report came out, they're buying less stocks too. Well, that probably makes sense, right? I think we're starting to see a little bit more of a slowdown everywhere. I was telling Jason, my drive into work, all of a sudden, businesses for sale, buildings for sale. I bet you I only have a 10-minute drive. And a third of it's through residential. But the rest of it, my 2/3 of my drive is through just all businesses on Deer Valley. Wow, a lot of for sale signs up all of a sudden. We'll see how it goes, but when we get back, we'll see what else we can figure out how to make some money. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. And very quickly, so remember, it's coming quick. June 5th, for those of you in Colorado, we're trying to lock down. Hopefully, by the end of the week, we'll have a location lockdown. We're going to want you guys to RSVP so we have plenty of food for everybody, but we're going to have a bunch of the upper management team of Texit and Iskander coming to you. And I want you guys bring all your questions, all your concerns, anything and everything that you want to talk about, and hear it from the horse's mouth. That's going to be June 5th. That's a Friday night. Phoenix, same thing. But our meeting will be June 15th. That is a Monday. Again, we'll try to have a location locked down. And please RSVP. Yes, if you want to bring your significant other, awesome. You want to bring a buddy, great. But it is open to all of you. But we will need a head count, so we've got a big enough space and obviously enough food that we're going to be able to feed everybody. So that's June 5th in Colorado, June 15th in Arizona, and I think it's a pretty cool opportunity. I think that gives, hopefully, a lot of people a little more assurance that these guys are following through. This thing is far from over. By the way, they're also going to be in Las Vegas. In Colorado, I know they'll be, I want to say maybe the June 3rd and 4th, kind of in the southern part of the state. They're going to be in the Colorado Springs area and maybe the Littleton area. And I know California, they're going to make a stop in Northern California and I think 2 stops in Southern California. So if you guys, if you live in Nevada or California, reach out to us and we'll get you the location so you guys can get to one of those meetings if you so desire. So having said that, let's first update legal. Really nothing to update this week. So we meet, Bobby's going to meet with the SEC on June 11th. And so far, the SEC hasn't taken any action. This is more of a fact-finding mission, and then hopefully they're going to be like, oh, okay, right? Gotcha. You actually built the mine, right? You did all this stuff. Oh, okay, well, okay, good. That's what we're hoping the outcome will be, but this will be on June the 11th. And then, of course, for Texas, the state of Texas, their cease and desist, that's not changing. That's going to be August 17th through the 20th. And I don't think there's anything that can be done to speed that part up. But that is the latest. There is no, I guess the good news, there's nothing else to report, nothing good, nothing bad, but everything as scheduled as far as the legal goes. As far as the mine goes, got another good update yesterday. Remember, the mines are now profitable. Big change. Merge mining has been huge for Texas Coin, and it will be huge for Iskander Coin as well. We're just waiting on the concrete to cure. The new mines will start being put in place next Wednesday. Everything is set to go. The power's set to go. Everything's in place. We're just waiting on concrete to dry. Then we'll get the trucks, the flatbeds rolling. We'll get the cranes, and we'll start placing those containers. The goal is to have all of that up and running before our meeting with the SEC on June the 11th. That is the plan. It'll be tight, but they think they can get there because right now all the servers are ready to go. So we're going to put 800 more servers in, and each one of those servers, got to open the box, and there's certain things you have to do to make it ready for the immersion cooling, and all of that is done. So the good part is, once they get the container set, right, get the immersion cooling racks put on top of them, and obviously fill them with that solution, make sure there's no leaks, then start dropping these servers in. This is a big deal. The reason being is we're going to have even more power, a lot more power. We're going to about triple the mining power of the mines. What does that mean? That means we're going to get even more Light and Dogecoins awards. So the mines, which are already profitable, we should actually become even more profitable on the mining side of things. One of the guys, we're working in all these committees and crunching numbers, and just the mine, once these mines are up and running, when we look at somewhere north of possibly $500,000 a month in revenue, it is huge to think about what it, and really it could be 6, maybe 7. What we will see, how much more Light and Dogecoins we start winning, even without Layer 2. I think fair market value is probably $1.25 on Texas Coin just for that, right? Just, well, gosh, every month we got more money, got more money, and put a 15, 20 time multiple on it, and does that mean that's where the price is going to go this second? No. Now, obviously, hey, 10 cents, we bounced off of that. It's kind of nice. Okay, so we're just under 13 cents. That's nothing to write home about. Nobody's happy about it. But the cool part is at least now all the things we're doing add value. Where before, all the money we were spending, we were trying to get to the point where we could add value. Now we're here. So that's the update there. So in the next, 2.5 weeks, we'll be hashing away and winning a ton more Light and Dogecoins awards. So that's an exciting update. We already have our first Layer 2, right, which is just allowing people to essentially own any of their online content by paying a couple of cents a month. It's pretty cheap, right? But you can prove to people, hey, that's my content. That's not important for everybody, but for, say, musicians, artists, maybe people doing movie bits or comedy, right? They want to, kind of like photographers, right? Like, hey, no, you can't, if I take a picture and put it online, you can't use it, right? It's mine. You have to have my permission. Kind of the same thing. That's up and running and has been up and running for the last, 6 days, 5 days, 6 days. Zero Chill, that is our gaming side of things. We are any day now. We were hoping on the 15th. There's a few things left. Almost ready. I think by Friday our first game's going to be out, and that's something where, again, more Layer 2 usage. Is it going to shock the world? No. But you got to remember now that these things are going to start adding up. This is all profit, really, when you think about it, right? Yep, there's more people using the TXE blockchain, more people paying a few bucks here, a few bucks there. All of that stuff starts to add up. We have working with, I guess I can say this out loud, but we are working with an online casino that may be coming here very, very quickly as well. So there's a lot of good stuff coming, like I said, that just adds value. Hopefully it'll start driving that price. I think after June 11th, we'll see how that goes. That'll be a big one. We can hopefully feel a lot better. And then, of course, August, right? That date's set in stone. So we may have to wait till there, get all the legal stuff through to set that up. Iskander, we are set to go live. Matter of fact, so here's the good part. We're ready. Everything, Bitmart has all the stuff. We're just waiting on them to do whatever they've got to do. But sometime before I think before the weekend's out, Iskander will start trading on Bitmart. They already gave us a price. It's going to start trading between 5 and 6 cents is going to be the starting price on Iskander. And right now, every $9.95 you get 8 coins per seat that if you want to get in. And if you buy 3 seats, they're giving you 2 seats for free. And that's the one big difference for Iskander. So for people like, well, what's the difference? The one difference is, right, Iskander is kind of our start of our global coins. We're going to build the mine. The mine's not going to be built in Texas. We're going to have influencers, right? We've got the co-op set up. So one of the big differences, we know this, Iskander won't have to worry about going through the legal problem that Texas did because we learned our lesson and we've set it up better, right? So we're going to be compliant from the get-go. But the cool part is the Iskander mines will be profitable from day one. So that is a big plus that Texacoin obviously didn't have because we had to build the mine first. We had to create merge mining. That was new. No one had done it. Right? We're mining our coins and Dogecoin and Litecoin and doing all of those things. So good progress all the way around for what we've been talking about. So this is something where none of this is probably new information, but everything seems to be going in the right direction. When we get back, 877-536-1360. You guys can text in any of your questions.
Yes, man.
800-951-0592. If you guys, right now, we're not, no more Texit coin signups for right now. Just to let people know. And there's a reason for that. And it's not a bad reason. It's just a technical thing that they've got to get through some stuff and then it'll be back. But right now, no, you can't buy any more mines in Texit coin. You can still obviously buy the coins. Pretty soon you'll be able to buy and or sell, right? Iskander coins as well. The opportunity for the free seats ends June 12th. So that is, at that point, you know how it can, same thing happens, right? They'll make it worth less as they go along. But, right now, you signed up and you buy 3, got the 2 free, you're getting 40 coins a day. That's, you stockpile them up, and then obviously, right, we think that we have the recipe that the price of Texit coin and Iskander are going to rise, especially once we get past the legal side of things, being that the most important part, the mining operation's profitable, kind of makes everything else kind of the gravy, and the layer 2 stuff is just starting. I think we'll see a lot of activity on the gaming side of things. But just remember, you have till the 12th to take advantage of the buy 3, get 2 free. And you can just call us down here at 800-951-0592. And then, obviously, Jason, and I've been telling Jason this all week, had a lot of people now, a lot of the Arizona people asking me about Orem, wanting to, possibly put their toe in the water. Some of them, rightfully so, hey, we're a little gun shy with what happened with Texit coin. Put me in that category, right? I've been gun shy about it. I told them, listen, I got in January. Jason worked on me for like a month, maybe even a little long. Joe, I know you whatever you want to do, but at least once a week, Jason would give me a little poke, right? Hey, you might want to check this out. Here's how it's been working. And, of course, I told all of you guys, what was it, a couple weeks ago, that I've done it, that I was just, and I'm still doing this, the exact same thing. I put in 10 grand. You do not have to put 10 grand in. That's just what I did. Heck, you can put $500 in. Throw $1,000 at it. You know what? Buy a seat in Iskander and buy some Orem at the same time. Take a shot and see how you like it. I've been in, like I said, since January, and really the end of January. And every day, I get paid. Very similar, right? So if you're in Texit coin or Iskander, you get your coins every day. Every day. Now, the difference is the value of what I get every day from Texit or Iskander depends on the price of the coin. Right? Last week, it was all the way down to 10 cents. But I just looked. Now it's 12.88, right? So almost 13 cents, right? obviously not a whole lot, right? It's not a lot. We get that price back over $1, $2, $3. All of a sudden, like, whoa, hey. Because I know a lot of you have hundreds. I had one of my guys in here yesterday picking up some silver. Joe, I got 28,000 Texas coin. Right? Hey, wow. Right? It goes back up to $1, $2. Heaven forbid it goes back to $5, right? Hey, that's a huge lick. That's a huge lick. That's what, Texas coin is, Skater. You're going for a big win. Orum's different. I get my coins, and I call them coins. It's really not coins. I get paid every day.
Profit.
The difference is I get paid in stable coin. Jason gets paid in stable coin. USDT, Tether. You've heard us talk. We talk about Tether on this show quite a bit. Why? Because they are a huge gold buyer. Tether is like everybody else. I don't know if I really want to buy all these U.S. treasuries. I'm going to buy some gold too. But it's a stable coin. What does that mean? Well, yesterday I got like $50, and I just left it there. And the day before that, I got $30. Then I got $48. One day I got $70, and it's between $30 and $70 every day. And 2 weeks ago, Jason said, "Gosh, Joe, I need some Tether," and I'm like, "Well, I got some." He gave me $5,000. I gave him $5,000 worth of Tether.
Yep, 5,000 Tether, 1 to 1.
1 to 1.
And so
1 to 1.
Yeah, it is slightly different in that, and even Orem calls it this. I mean, in America, everyone worries about being sued all the time and everything, but Orem calls it crypto investing. A lot of people don't want to avoid that word, but I'm not going to avoid it because you're putting your money into Orem. Orem is taking the money, and they have algorithms. They call it a bot that goes into the exchanges and finds value where it is. Volatility, volume, arbitrage, and they look at coin prices cheaper here. I'll buy it here. I'll go to this other exchange, sell it there, and it's doing this at lightning speeds. And they make their money by taking a percentage of your daily profits. They don't take your principal. That is yours. You do have to leave it. It's locked for 1 year, kind of like a mutual fund or a CD. And they are taking a percentage. So whatever you're making so when Joe says $30 to $70 a day, and I can't remember if I think Joe's at the 80 percentile or 85 percentile, the other 15 to 20% of his daily profit is being taken by Orem. That's their payment. Because the bots let's just say the bots made $100, and Joe made 80. That would be sort of how it works. So since he's a little lower than that, if the bot's making 80, Joe's making like 65, right? And that's how they pay commissions. There is a sign-up situation where you can have more money coming in. There are other bots which you can have plugged into a little riskier stuff, kind of like Bitcoin and some of these others, which pay you in those coins. It's a huge space. You start by simply getting into the XAI bot.
800-951-0592. Yeah, and Jason's talking about, hey, they offer other things, and I'm kind of in the less risk averse stage, at least the stage in Orem, at least for right now. Maybe down the road I may try some of their other bots that you can do a lot better with, but right now, listen, I make $50 some, about $50 to $55 a day. That's my average every day. And I can decide, like Jason said, whatever your initial investment is, you have to leave that in there for a year. whatever that investment makes you, you decide what to do, right? You can reinvest it every day. You can reinvest it tomorrow and take the tether the next day, right? You can do what I'm doing, which, Jason's like, Joe, if you compound it a little bit, you can probably, start making a little more money. And I'm like a lot of, I think you guys out there, I'm like, okay, man, I should have sold some Texit when it was up there and got my money back, and then I felt a lot better and blah, blah, blah. I still think this is going to work out really well, really well, really well. Hang in there. But this time around, I'm like, yeah, I want my money back. I will get my 10 grand back, and then, at that point, I'll probably get more exotic, right, and more creative and start compounding and doing those things. But here's a great way of looking at what are they doing? I don't understand. What is this bot doing? And it's really, here's a really simple example. Take Texit Coin. We're on 10 exchanges. 10. Bitcoin's on 50? Something like that, maybe more. You go look at the price of Texit Coin on the 10 exchanges. I'm going to do it right now. So I'm pulling it up. 0.1289 right at this second, by the way. MEXC has us at 0.1289. Uniswap has us at 1304. Dextrade has us at 1291. Pionex has us at 1317. Well, this bot goes, hey, wait a minute. I can buy, let me see who the lowest one is. UZX. I don't even know what that is. It's an exchange somewhere. It's $12.1288. They're like, wait, I can buy it for 0.1288 on this one exchange, and 2 seconds later, I'm going to, probably 2 milliseconds later, I'm going to sell it at this other exchange for 0.1317. And I'm going to make the money.
It's about
arbitrage.
A third of a cent, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're moving a whole lot, it makes a lot of sense. Now, a Texit Coin is small, so
right.
That's
not a group, but I just
it's a great example. A lot of times where Orem is usually doing their trading will be with Ethereum or Bitcoin or some of the other big ones.
Solana, yep. Right, the bigger ones.
And by the way, in stable coins. Stable coins are very, very, the difference in price is very, very thin, but everybody needs the stable coins to move cryptos, so there's a huge amount out there. And so if you can get it, if USDT is lower than USDC by a fraction of a cent, and you move $1 million worth in one trade, there's going to be $1 million for sale. Texit Coin was a good example, but there's not enough volume for that to be a legit thing for Orem to go to. Now, if Texit grows, it'll be one of the things that they would look at. But yeah, it's absolutely, look, when it comes to the stock market, there's Wall Street.
Yeah.
Hedge funds and ETFs, these big funds, they do the same thing. They use the same algorithms. They trade the same way. And there are some risky hedge funds out there that you can get 6% and up to 8% a month on a hedge fund that runs the same thing. But they only have one market. They only have one Wall Street to operate from. So with Orem, they've got dozens of exchanges to do these trades. So when you hear us say 15% a month gains or 18% a month gains, that makes tons of sense because right there on Wall Street, you can throw your money in there and then on a hedge fund and try to make 6 to 8. I've had guys that came into Orem and told me my hedge fund gives me 6% a month. He understands what's going on, and he jumped all over Orem. So this is not some shot in the dark, little chintzy, cross your fingers company. This is a big, big company that has numbers, and they're their future forecasts are enormous, and they're hitting them, Joe. They have forecasts that goes out to 2036 where they believe they're going to be. It's pretty incredible, Joe.
Yeah, we're really proud at KXXT that we had raised $150 million. Orem makes $150 million look like child play money, right? Monopoly money. They're like, right? It's a much bigger type of operation. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. You can use that for KXXT questions, right? You want to sign up for Iskander. You want to sign up for Orem. We can do that for you, too, tonight at the radio station. They got another crypto meeting. Yep. Will they talk about KXXT? Yep. Will they talk about Iskander? Yep. Will they talk about other stuff? Or Orem and others? Yup. And then every Wednesday, we now have a show at noon Colorado time, right? Right? Is it noon?
It's at
noon Colorado. Yeah, noon Colorado.
Crypto
11
Project
o'clock
Watch.
Arizona time.
Crypto Project Watch. If you want to get some information on Orem, the website that Mike and I have, and Mike put that website together, but it's cryptoprojectwatch.com. That's what the show is called. Mike is a businessman. He runs multiple businesses like Joe and I are doing, and he is turning a lot of his attention to crypto because. Look, he made a lot of connections. I mean, the one thing about KXXT is KXXT has done without KXXT. It's amazing how many people I could say, if you take this person out, the radio station's gone. If you take this person out, the radio station's gone. One after another after another. If Joe did not ask me to come on as a partner for the gold company, 1360 AM here in Colorado is going to be a very different place, or it would be completely just dead or gone. Without Mike Morris showing up and being tenacious, because Joe didn't like cryptos. He asked Joe and JD a couple times, "Hey, I got this thing. It might be good for the radio station." Joe and JD is like, "I don't know much about this." Well, I was over there in Fort Lupton learning about this stuff at the same time. Without Mike coming in and being tenacious and saying, instead of throwing his hands up, "Okay, I'm done with the radio station," he came and asked me, and I was able to identify it. Without Mike Morris, I would not have gotten the money together to be able to put whatever I sold in my KXXT into an Orem. An Orem, for better or for worse, KHNC is 1360 AM here in Colorado is dependent on Orem right now. I'm going to try to make it not dependent. Joe knows. He hears it every day. I'm trying as hard as I can to make the radio station stand on its own feet. But right now, it's like a cat. The radio station has 9 lives. It's got a Joe to help it. It's got a Mike to save it. It's got a Texit to save it. Now it has an Orem that's saving it. But Joe, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to go down the river. This is where the river's taking us. Orem is now the next step, Joe.
Well, I will say that, it is. 9 lives is a good thing. The radio station, when we need it the most, it usually walks through the door. But, again, it's something where, and Jason hit it best. KXXT kind of opened the door, opened our eyes to, listen, we know what's coming. All of you do. We all know. We're going to have to learn how to play in this space. Whether we like it or not, this is the last real spot where you can have an opportunity to make, a big lick.